Hey everyone, welcome to Homes for Beginners, where I show you how to do repairs around the house yourself. In this video here, I'll be showing you how to make a ski rack for your garage, basement, or wherever else you'd like wall-mounted storage for your ski equipment. This is a fairly simple design requiring minimal tools. First is knowing how many skis this rack will be for. Each pair of skis will sit between two wood dowels. Therefore, for each ski, 2 lengths of wood dowels are required. The dowels will need to be at least the same width of the widest pair of skis, plus at least a ½ inch, plus the board it'll be mounted in. After some calculations, each dowel will be 6½ inches in length, leaving 5 inches for the skis. I put a stopper block on the saw, so measuring each dowel wasn't required. The dowel I'm using for this project is 5/8 in diameter, which is plenty strong enough. Now is laying out the dowels on the backer board. This will be a 2x4. This will give plenty of strength for the dowels and how it's fastened on the wall. To make this easier, I marked out the center for each of the right dowels, so this is 3 inches from the end. The thickness of the skis is up to 3/4 of an inch. In order to figure out the position of the next dowel for the one pair of skis, add 5/8 to 3/4. This works out to 1 inch and 3/8. So this is the center distance between the two dowels. Here's a quick mock-up using the cut pieces of dowel as a test run, ensuring everything is correct. Now marking out the other dowels. The maximum binding height for the skis is about 3½ inches. It's good to have a little spacing in between just in case. So the center for every first dowel on the right is 9 inches, giving 4½ inches of room for each ski from the center line where they're mounted. Now the center is marked out for each dowel location. This is just the center of a 2x4. I was able to determine the total length by marking 3 inches over from the outside dowel, same as what I started with on the opposite side. The board can be cut to length. All the holes are pre-drilled with a pilot hole, meaning a small hole ensuring the accuracy is maintained. This is done by using a drill press so the holes are perpendicular to the board. You can use a handheld drill if you wish. A 5/8 drill bit is used here, the same size as the dowel. The dowel will fit snug in these holes. These holes are drilled all the way through the board. Before the dowels are installed, the outer edge of the board is routed with a ½ inch radius for a cleaner look. The board is then sanded using 150 grit and then finished with 120 grit. I did a test run and found out the dowel did split fairly easy using a nail, so everything is pre-drilled slightly smaller than a nail. First the board is drilled, and after that the dowels are inserted and drilled in place. Here I'm using my OEM Tools brushless 1/4 inch impact driver, model number 24487. This is my go-to impact driver. It can be used for screws, other types of fasteners, and even drill bits, which has the 1/4 inch adapter. Very compact design to get into those tight spaces, brushless motor so less components to wear out, electric brake, ergonomic design, 2 speeds forward and 1 speed in reverse. A link to this will be included in the video description to Mobile Distributor Supply. Wood glue is applied inside each of the holes. More glue is applied on the outside of the dowel, the portion which will be inserted into the rear board. Each dowel is installed in the rear board. They're hammered into place using a dead blow hammer. Use a hammer which won't damage the wood dowels. The holes are then drilled into the dowels. Finally, nails are installed. Both the glue and nails will hold everything together and keep it strong. Screws can also be used if you wish. This is continued on the rest of the dowels. Use a damp cloth to wipe away any exposed glue. The glue will need to dry anywhere from 12 to 24 hours depending on the type of glue used. Always check the backboard to ensure the dowels are flush, and reference from the front as well, making sure they are all aligned. Once the glue was dried, the wood was then sanded down to remove any glue residue which may affect how the final wood finish is applied. The wood was then cleaned to remove any dust before applying a stain. Wood finishes will vary based on your personal preference. I used a wood stain I had laying around just to help provide some form of protection on the wood. This will be mounted in the garage so there's no chance of it being exposed to any weather. After the stain soaked into the wood for about 10 minutes, it was then wiped off using a clean cloth. The stain was then applied to the front using the same process. When applying a stain, go with the grain. The longer the stain is left on the wood, the more it'll soak into the wood. Multiple coats can be applied if you wish. Once done, it was then mounted on the wall. The hole locations were not symmetrical with each side based on the location it was mounted on the wall. 3.5-inch screws were used, and this was fastened directly to the studs, ensuring it is properly supported. Only 2 screws were needed. The studs were 16 inches on center. I was able to install the screws at 32 inches apart. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like and drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more home DIY videos. Thank you for watching.